I'm Helen Winchel. This is Winchel's Homestead Wonders. My husband is James Winchel, and we have a little boy that is named Jackson. We started this about 2 years ago. We started the stand, I think, about a year ago. And so we are still pretty new, but we're pretty established up here on the mountain. We don't really have a lot of like stores or anything that's pretty close to us up here. So a lot of people have to run all the way down to town off the mountain in order for them to buy eggs or, you know, buy something as a sweet treat or bread or anything. And so I started this to kind of help the community out just a little bit, so that way they didn't have to go to town for a lot of stuff, and that way they could have the assurance of knowing that it's homemade and it's made with love. A lot of stuff right now is out of stock. We are out of jalapeno cheddar bread. I have more cinnamon raisin bread in the oven, and I'm currently having to make some more peanut butter oatmeal cookies because those are a top seller as well.
Security Federal Savings Bank is always pleased to provide virtually every banking service you could ever need. But more than that, we are proud to offer a relationship with you, your family, or your company. We've been here supplying just what you need and building a trust, a relationship. And that's something hard to find these days. Our bankers are here for you, here to help. If you are interested in a relationship, come to the friendliest bank in town, Security Federal Savings Bank, member FDIC.
The MyUsage app is a way to conveniently pay online, anytime, day or night. You can also come by any Caney Fork Electric office and sign up for the prepay option available using the MyUsage app. Know exactly how much electricity is used each day and the cost. Best of all, no monthly bill. You can set up email or text alerts, keep track of your usage, and pay your bill, all with the MyUsage app from Caney Fork. Caney Fork Electric, keeping you informed.
Welcome to another edition of Community Insight. Join us as we travel Middle Tennessee, uncovering history and experiencing the adventure of unique stories and events coming to you inside your community.
This is Winchel's Homestead Wonders. My husband is James Winchel, and we have a little boy that is named Jackson. We started this about 2 years ago. We started the stand, I think, about a year ago. And so we are still pretty new, but we're pretty established up here on the mountain. We don't really have a lot of like stores or anything that's pretty close to us up here. So a lot of people have to run all the way down to town off the mountain in order for them to buy eggs or, you know, buy something as a sweet treat or bread or anything. And so I started this to kind of help the community out just a little bit, so that way they didn't have to go to town for a lot of stuff, and that way they could have the assurance of knowing that it's homemade and it's made with love. A lot of stuff right now is out of stock. We are out of jalapeno cheddar bread. I have more cinnamon raisin bread in the oven, and I'm currently having to make some more peanut butter oatmeal cookies because those are a top seller as well. We normally have hot pickles there in the stand. That's where the gap is at the bottom, and that is currently out of stock until I get that replaced as well. But everything that you see here is either made here or it's canned here, and everything is done by me. I've got some crochet items in here as well. I crochet, and then I have those in there. So we've got cute little novelty crochet stuff, and then we've got like a yarrow, and we've got like herbal stuff in there. So that's a yarrow plantain salve. We always have eggs in the cooler and jalapeno hot sauce. In the summertime, when we get more hot peppers, we'll have more of a variety of hot sauce. So we'll have like habanero hot sauce. Sometimes I do ghost pepper hot sauce, but we always have jalapeno hot sauce. And then if you visit the stand, when we got our egg cartons and you get them empty, you put your egg cartons under here, and that is where we reuse our egg cartons. I'll wash them and I'll sanitize them, and then I'll reuse them again, so that way we're not putting trash out into the world. And then we're open on Monday through Tuesday through Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We're closed on Sundays and Mondays, so that way I can bake cookies, and Sunday is for the Lord, so we don't do anything on that day. So we are open from Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 6.
Got you into this. What's the history behind it?
I just think that, especially now, it's very important to know what goes into your body and into your family's bodies. So I started it so that way I could show not only myself but my son, the whole food process, and making sure that our family eats as whole as we can and as healthy as we can. That way I can teach him how your food grows, because a lot of times I don't really think that kids don't really realize where their food are coming from, and so I started it so that way I could not only nourish our bodies but also teach him as well.
So this is a whole family operation?
It is.
You guys all
It is.
Together?
My son helps us, which he's 3, so he thinks it's fun to play in the dirt, and he thinks it's fun to plant things, and he even waters the stuff in our greenhouse and everything. So it really is a hands-on operation from me with my husband, with my son. We're all in like a little team effort. They just don't really like the camera.
Gotcha. So you're using a large part of your property.
Yes, we have half an acre, and most of it is for homesteading needs.
Okay, so we're going to get to see some of that up front here. You've got a few things planted. What's your plans for the front here?
Well, the front, so right here where we've got the green stuff coming up, that is my son's strawberry patch. He is really into berries. If you've got a toddler, you know that they are berry obsessed. So that is his homegrown strawberries. Right now we've got compost on them, and they're trying to come up out of the ground. And then over here near the fence, we'll do tomatoes. We'll do big tomatoes. We'll do little tomatoes because he really loves the Tommy Toes. In the small planter over there, we'll do big okra plants, and then in the other bed that's sideways this way, we'll do bell peppers and just all kinds of odd and end things. And then the long beds that go like this, we'll have cattle panels, and we'll arch them up, and we will do green beans and we will do cucumbers and let them just climb up the arch, so that way they can grow upwards and it's easier for us to pick. That's really mainly what we do, because that's really what our family mainly eats. So that's what we have planned for this year for the garden.
Tell us what you're doing.
All right. I'm just coming in here to give the girls some treats. They really like their treats, and they get some every day, sometimes twice a day if my son gets out here. So what we'll do is we'll normally call them in, but right now they know exactly what I'm doing. So what this is just sunflower seeds and cracked corn and just a whole bunch of other stuff that's really good for chickens, mealworms and stuff like that. That's where their extra protein comes from, because I am not allowed to let them free range up here. There's too many predators, and we take the health and the safety of our girls very, very important. Like, we take it very serious. So my girls don't get out and get to free range like they normally would, just because we have open air, we have a lot of stray dogs, we have a lot of coyotes, and it's very important for all of our girls to be as safe and happy as possible. So we've got this big run, and then once a day we will all come out here, all meaning me, my son, my husband, and pick grass. Like, so all of the grass that borders here that's big, we'll pick all of that, and then we'll bring it in here and we'll dump it for them to have fresh grass. So every day they do get fresh grass, just not access to the outside of the pen, so they're safe. And then they'll get these treats, and then everyone is really tame. This is our girl that we grew from a baby. Her name is Peeperoni. My son named her. It was originally Peep, but he decided Peeperoni would be fun. So that's Peeperoni. All of the girls have names. All of them have personalities. They all know who we are. They're not scared of us. All of them I can touch if I wanted to. A lot of them doesn't like that, other than Peeperoni, because she likes attention. The rooster is tame. My son can come in here and feed them and give them treats and everything, and nobody bothers him. They'll chase him around and follow him with the treats and stuff like that.
What made them tame? What was the process?
I'm out here all the time, and when I get new girls, like a lot of these I did not raise. A lot of these I bought. all except for Peep. But I get a lawn chair or a chair or something, and I come out here and I grab the treats out of my hands, and then I'll go down and I'll let them eat from my hand, and I'll pet them while they're doing it. So that way they all get used to my voice. And then I've got a chicken call, and it calls them all in, so they know if I've got the chicken call going, then they come in and they eat, and they know I got something special. Every now and then we'll give them like chicken scraps. Like sometimes they'll get chicken, sometimes they'll get meats, you know, sometimes they'll get vegetables or whatever, you know, they want. So I'll throw that out here for them and everything. But we're very conscious about what they eat, because I know what they eat is what we eat when we eat their eggs. And then over there we've got some reused pill bottles hanging up. Those are medicine bottles, but I fill those with treats, and they peck at those and the treats fall on the ground, so that way the medicine bottles are not ending up into a landfill. We can actually reuse those and use them for something purposeful. Hi, puppies.
So the process with the eggs, because we saw the stand up front, what does people do? How often does people go? You got some customers that's on a weekly basis?
I do. I have a lot of people that are on a weekly basis. I have one lady that comes and gets eggs. She gets about 3 dozen eggs a day at the end of the week. So she'll have 3 dozen eggs. I have some every now and then will come get 1 or 2. I have some that's like bi-weekly customers. I have some that's weekly customers. And I try to memorize everybody. I have a camera that's in the stand. And like I had it at first so that way I could make sure that we didn't have any issues with anybody. But now I mainly use it to see who all are regulars and what they look for, so that way I can make sure that the stand is stocked with their items that they like. Hi, babies.
One way that we found you was social media. Let's talk about that. What people can look forward to on Facebook and Instagram.
Social media is a big present for us. I am mainly on Facebook more than I am Instagram. Instagram just kind of really isn't my thing, which I started it because I had a few customers from out of town that had said that they don't have Facebook, so they wanted me to start an Instagram. And so I started an Instagram. I'm not very like active on the Instagram. Every now and then I'll post about it, but Facebook is my main market point. So I'm on Facebook all the time, every week when we're open. I'm not as consistent as I should be, which I'm working on that. Like I said, social media just really isn't a big thing to me because I'm out here all the time with the girls, and you know, I'm out here busy. But I do try to be present on our Facebook social media site. And then
some behind the scenes stuff. Explain to people what some behind the scenes stuff they could go look at. Okay,
so in the videos on Facebook, sometimes I'm canning stuff and I'll show you the process of that. Sometimes I'm showing you how to make the hot sauce that I make. Sometimes I show you the girls. I'm very active on showing the girls because I want everyone to know that their eggs are coming from happy, healthy, loved hens, and they're so spoiled. Like they are so spoiled, and I want everyone to know that, like, you know, your eggs that you're eating from us is from hens that are actually cared for and looked after and loved. Because I think that's a very important thing, especially in the egg market where, you know, commercial eggs, you know, the hens, they're not that healthy and they're not happy at all, you know, and it doesn't matter what label you slap on it, you know, that doesn't change the conditions that these poor hens are under. So I want to make sure that everyone knows that, you know, the eggs that you eat when you come and buy eggs from us are from hens that are very loved. They're very happy. They're, you know, so I show a lot of that on our Facebook. And then sometimes I'll post my son, but he's not a big social media presence, so I won't post his face for his privacy reasons and safety reasons. So, but every now and then I do show him like feeding the chickens from behind or something like that. And then sometimes, like here recently, we got the greenhouse, and I'll take you through the greenhouse to see what we've got in there and everything. Okay, so in the greenhouse, we have a 6 foot by 12 foot greenhouse. It is heated with the heater. So right now where we've got cold weather, the heater is hooked to a thermostat. The thermostat is hooked to an extension cord. It's not pretty, but it works. And so we keep it a nice 70 degrees in here for the plants. We have a lot of flowers through here. We've got hanging baskets, which after the frost dates, we will have hanging baskets available to buy. All of these are our vegetables that I have already up potted from the seed starters. So I've got seed starters and then all of these are up potted. So some of these will be for us and then some of these I will sell. So that way all of the people that, want to buy seeds instead of buying from the store can buy from me. So I've got a variety of a whole bunch of things. The pink fang tomatoes are an exotic tomato that we just bought. And then all of the rest are like regular tomatoes. We've got small tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes, we've got cucumbers, a bunch of those. We have some green beans. They're not really liking the weather here soon, but they'll be okay. They'll be fine. And
when would these be ready to plant here? About what time?
So I think the Farmer's Almanac said April the 14th is our last frost date. So those will be ready to go out there and to be planted then. But until then, we're leaving them here in the greenhouse and then we will move them out of the greenhouse to harden them off to make sure that they're acclimated to the weather. Up here is our seed starters. So we've got a bunch of exotic peppers and those exotic peppers will be used for hot sauces and pickled peppers and all kinds of cool things. My husband is really big into hot peppers, so we got a bunch of those. But I'll harden off all of the plants beforehand, before they need to be planted, so that way they can survive the wind and the full sun, because even though they're in a greenhouse, the panels protect them from the UV rays.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so you would think that the greenhouse is hotter than outside, so that they'll be fine outside. But the greenhouse only gives them the sun, but no UV rays. So if you don't harden them off by acclimating them to the outside, they'll scorch. So you have to acclimate them, and even the flowers, I'll have to acclimate them after I get done, making sure that they're ready. I'll have to acclimate them to the outside so that way they have the UV rays and they don't burn up. So right here is my husband's Primatali peppers. I've been growing those since last year. I had them in my bathroom growing them until we got the greenhouse, and it's about to blossom, and those are really hot peppers. A vent, so if it gets too hot in here, I can raise the vent up and it can push some of the heat up out, so that way it's not too hot for the plants in here. I've got a yarrow right there, which the plantain and yarrow salve that's in the greenhouse. The plantain comes from the yard, it's wild plantain, and then the yarrow comes from in here. So everything that I make, even my herbal stuff, comes from right here on the homestead and right here grown. I've met through social media, and then I have a camera in the stand just in case, because at first we were worried about people not being honest, but honestly I've not had any issues at all. So what I use the camera for is every night I go through and check the footage and see who has bought what and see if they're a regular face.
So they come.
So yes, they come here, and then I've got the camera here, which I've got a sign that says please be respectful, you're on camera. Yeah. But at night I'll review the camera, and if someone has come to the egg stand, I'll see if I remember their face, and then I'll start to recognize if they're a regular what they get, so I can make sure it's in the stand. Again, this is Helen Winchel with Winchel's Homestead Wonders. We appreciate you guys for coming out and talking to me today, and we appreciate all of our customers that have already come and supported us and saw the stand. I have a lot of guys that absolutely love the stand. Normally we are way more stocked than this, but my customers have absolutely come and shown us love this week. I make some jalapeno cheddar bread, which I was wanting to have in here today to show you guys, but my customers have that already bought up as soon as I make that. So that's a big hit this week. And then normally I have chocolate chip cookies and peanut butter oatmeal cookies and stuff like that. But again, those are big sellers. So those are out right now, which I make everything from scratch at the beginning of the week. And then at the end of the week, if I can, then I'll restock the stand before we close. But normally if it's on Saturday, I won't restock anything big. So that way everything is nice and fresh for everybody every week. We would love to see more customers up here. We would love to see, more people coming to the stand and everything, and checking us out. Our phone number is 931-743-2939. That is my personal number, so when you text or call that number, you get me personally. And then our address is 9539 Harrison Ferry Road, McMinnville, Tennessee. And you'll see our big sign up at the front, and it's a big white sign with our business name and our address and what we sell and everything on there. And we are open again from Tuesday through Saturdays at 9 to 6, and then we're closed on Sunday and Mondays.
Community Network Productions takes you inside each community with local interest stories, local music artists, and information.
With each show, the focus is the people and our beautiful community. With our creative team, we customize unique show ideas with our friends in the community. Our focus is you.
See each of our shows on all social media, including Facebook, Instagram, and at our website at www.communitytvtn.com.